into it. It's crime o'clock, yeah, feel that sound. Typically unique when the truth comes out. Tick-tock, won't stop, let the facts talk. Pull up real close, yeah, it's crime o'clock. Whole story change, no fear my voice, no need to shout. Paper speaks when you read it out. If the math's off, I'll circle twice. Truth ain't loud, but it ain't nice. Yeah. Read it again. It's crime o'clock, yeah. Feel that sound. Typically unique when the truth comes out. Tick tock, won't stop. Let the facts talk. Pull up real close, yeah. It's crime o'clock. They sell a narrative if I sell receipts. Courtroom quiet, but the pages speak. Word for word, no added spin. Let it stand, yeah, let that sink in. Screenshot save, timeline's tight. Missing pieces keep me up at night. If they say elected, I say why. If they say case closed, I say try. No rush here, we do it right. Truth don't bend for the likes of hype. If you came for noise, you in the wrong spot. This is evidence, this is crime o'clock. Clock, clock, clock. Stay with me. This isn't background noise. This is pattern recognition. This is documents. This is crime o'clock. It's crime o'clock, yeah. Feel that sound. Typically unique when the truth comes out. Tick tock, won't stop. Let the facts talk. Say it with me now. Crime o'clock. It's crime o'clock. Typically unique. It's crime o'clock. Yeah. If you're here, you're early. If you're listening, you're paying attention. Show starts now.
Welcome back to Crime O'Clock, everybody. Crime O'Clock on Typically Unique. I feel like when I go like 3 days without doing this, I'm like, I forget what to do. It's Monday. Welcome to Monday. How's everybody doing? I hope you're great. I spent all day yesterday rearranging this podcast room. I'm so happy with it. Let me know what you think. I didn't do anything with the like decorations in the background, but I set up a bigger table and added a couple things. And the biggest thing I did was put blackout curtains over my window. Yes, let's save the bird from crashing himself into my window. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, oh my gosh, on the verdict room Saturday night, I have this robin that perches itself on this dead cherry tree I have right outside my window, and he sees his reflection, and so many times when I'm live, he crashes, #save the bird. And it startles me because he's like head first 90 miles an hour into this window. And it happened on the verdict room, like right at the beginning of the show. Dago even said, I scared him because I literally jumped because I don't see it. I only hear it. Oh my God. I never thought I would have a bird theme on here, but speaking of that, I've been dressing up little Ophelia Honkerton over here, my porch goose. And this is not mine. However, mine will be looking like this by the end of the day today. So look at this porch goose. It's dressed up like Justin Timberlake. And it says it's gonna be May. And it has ramen noodles for hair. Like, I can't. I'm having so much fun with this. Hey, nomadic duck man, how are you? Quack, quack. Sluther 75. Jenna, hello. Blue Devil. Skull, gang, gang, get up. Skull, get up. Becca, I saw you in here earlier. I hope you're still around. I know. I just have to entertain myself. I just have to, do all this. We do all this true crime and listen to, things that are not so nice when we're listening to these cases and investigating these cases. Hey, Becca. And yeah, so it's nice to bring some humor to it, lightheartedness. If you guys can see this plume feathers, I made that a while ago, a couple of years ago, when my friend started her murder mystery company. She was doing these parties, and we would set up my base. We practiced them in my basement. We did a 1920s theme. So I took an old lamp I had, shoved some styrofoam where the light bulb's supposed to go, and stuck in some plume feathers and draped some, cheap beads around it. And it's been sitting in my basement. I'm like, I'm putting that in the studio, putting that in the podcast studio. It's funny. Oh no, Becca, I'm so sorry. I hope things get better for you. I hate to hear that. Although I don't know if any of you listen to astrology stuff. I like just, when you follow somebody on TikTok, you, hey, Moonlit Baby, they come up, and one of them was talking about this week, like, something big's going to happen. I'm like, oh my God, I don't want to hear it. I just tune all that stuff out now. So I don't know about you guys, but I feel like I have an information hangover from all of the Christopher Whitcomb interviews. Anybody else out there have a Christopher Whitcomb information hangover? Oh no, Becca. Oh no. Hey, Beach Babe. So, I did listen to, I have to say, I took like copious notes when Christopher Whitcomb was on Devil's Advocates that first night. And then I don't know, the next day was crazy. And I watched some of the Custody Queens and some of Birdie's. I need to go back. I want to get like everything. Like, I want to write down all the notes because I do not have the book yet. Mine's supposed to come tomorrow. And I've just been waiting for that because kind of personal for me. I haven't I was an avid reader. I know I told you guys, and I haven't been able to read a book in a long, long time because of my eyesight. And I finally got my good triple bifocal glasses over here that actually need cleaned real quick. And I want to read. And use sticky notes and highlight. And I'm so excited for that. So my information, if you've read the book, is not going to be equal to someone who has read the whole book right now today. But so that's why I'm going off of the interviews. So then Lana's last night, I have to say, I listened to the whole thing, but oh my gosh, it was like, just a speed dating information last night. But here's some highlights that I got. See if you caught them. Lana asked about confidential informants, and I heard Christopher Whitcomb immediately start talking about paid confidential informants. And I'm like, what was that leap? Like, because I don't think of paid confidential informants when I'm thinking about a college murder. I think of kids that got in trouble and threatened and turned into a confidential informant. That was interesting. He said he didn't see evidence of it. He said he didn't see evidence of it, but he was also talking about evidence of a paid confidential informant. So he said he didn't see any reports about that. Every single interview, he keeps saying Murphy is interesting. And he asked Lana if there was dog food in the house. You guys, have we ever seen dog food in the house? Now, I know we haven't seen every nook and cranny, but we saw the kitchen cabinets. We saw Kaylee's whole room. That's weird. That's weird. Even if she's not living there, she's visiting for the weekend. You got to have food for your dog. That was weird. He mentioned Talbot and Payne. Oh, Lana asked him like that how Talbot and Payne did that timed run. Was it like what 3 days after the murders? And she was like, wasn't that unusual to do it that quick? And he said yes. Because their timed run was for one person. So 3 days after the crime, they're already thinking it's one perpetrator. What? They talked about Ethan's apartment. I'm like, tell us where the apartment is. Tell us where the apartment is. However, I had a crazy thought. Wait a minute. No, never mind. Because they were talking about Ethan, talking about his apartment, and then they were talking about the officers finding Ethan and mentioning, I think later on body cam, that it looked like he had offed himself. And trigger warning, you guys, we're talking about the Idaho 4 case today, and sometimes we might mention injuries and things like that. So trigger warning, we're going to be discussing sensitive content. Okay. I think I have a banner for that. There we go. All right. So when they were talking about Ethan, and Lana was like, Moscow likes to blame everything. Every time there's a death, it's a suicide, like automatic suicide, right? And that's what the officer had mentioned. But they had started talking about Ethan's apartment, and I'm like, a lot of people don't think that they were. I don't know. I don't even want to go there. There's something suspicious about that apartment. That's all I'll say. We all know that because we're not allowed to know where it is. There's no reports about them searching his apartment. Let's see. They talked about that 911 call being about, like, when they called 911, I think we can all agree there was no like urgency to hurry up. The first words out of their mouth was not hurry up and get here, my roommate needs help. It was something happened last night in our house. So the urgency was not to, thanks Christina, get help there for a roommate. It was, we want to tell you about last night. And so they were discussing that, and the point was, what changed? Why aren't you calling for immediate help for your roommate? You're still stuck on what happened pretty much at 4 a.m. So was it something you saw? So there's not an urgency? Or is it just basically a lie, a cover up, like changing the story? Like, which one is it? All right. Getting a text message that voting starts early. You got our early voting starts soon, you guys. I'm going to work the polls again. I'm not really happy about it because it's a super long, boring day, but I'm doing my civic duty. Anybody else out there work the polls for voting? All right, make sure my sound is off. Okay, so that 911 call, something changed. I thought that was an important point. I haven't like really heard it described that way. Did they see something or is it just like a lie? Mm-mm-mm. There's this, they talked about this whole big, Ethan Xana. I think this is the biggest shocker, one of them anyways, out of everything I've heard um in the interviews. I can't wait to read the book and learn more about this, but the fact that we all thought Ethan and Xana were together all night and now it's looking like they weren't. So now I'm going back and I was like looking at reports and things and seeing if there's anything in there and interviews. Did we just read it that way? Sometimes you can just read something with a thought already in your mind from that perspective. So I think I might have found a couple things about that. And that's my plan for today. I have a little bit of news to share, and then I want to look at Officer Nunes because I think Christopher Whitcomb, well, I don't think, I'm going to show you the clip. He put the spotlight on Nunes, in my opinion. So we're going to look at his body cam in a little bit and compared to his report. That was the hint and the breadcrumb that Christopher Whitcomb literally said. He literally said that. I don't know if he said it point blank last night. He did on other interviews that he has done. You guys will be happy to know he didn't disagree that Bill Thompson did a horrible job. Again, this is highlights that I took from Christopher Whitcomb's interview on Truth and Transparency last night. Let's see. He also, Lana was asking about Eric Gower, and he just said he didn't know. He didn't know about that. I thought she did an excellent job. Like, she was not letting it go. I don't think he really wanted to talk about that, but she explained the whole, like, how they took his car over by where, when they called him in to like talk to him at the police station, and then they were going to like go through his car. They had him leave the police station, drive down, I don't know which road it was. But it was the same road and the same spot where the white car like kind of disappears. So it's kind of like I call it the Sally Port, like the Karen Reed Sally Port. I don't know if that's what it is, but it's definitely like a police garage or something like that. I gotta type a message real quick. All right. Oh, that knife sheath. So I already started diving down the knife sheath. I did an episode on that last week. Some of the contradictory stuff about it, still talking about it, the packaging, the labeling. I was so happy Saturday night that we got to talk to Jeffrey. Oh my God, what can't I remember his name? Jeffrey. I want to say Guthrie. It's not Guthrie. Jeffrey Gentry, death investigator. He was amazing. If you guys did not see that interview, but we got to ask him. I wanted to clarify the labeling that was on the knife sheath packaging because it was all the same handwriting, looked like the same person, same day doing that. And he did not think that was correct. Thank you, Jenna. Hi, Michelle. Good to see you. Good to see you. Hey, Core 3184. In your opinion, if you didn't know about something, it's not important to getting to the truth. I believe he knows the truth and is only putting out focus on what'll get us there. I can see that. I could definitely see that. I know I think there's that point of it. And then I also think there's things that might be so bad that like he just can't touch it right now. I'm not sure. Like Ray, I am surprised that we are 1, 2, 3, 4. We're 5 interviews into this author. And again, I haven't listened to every second of every interview. So let me know if I'm wrong, but I haven't heard. I think Lana asked or it was mentioned about Ray, but it's just, I can't talk about that. I can't talk about that. So, and I do like this author, like, I think there's a difference between I can't talk about it and there's a difference between how will he say it? He will say, I don't know about that. I think that's a difference. He'll say, I haven't seen that. I think he's doing his best to let us know which way which way to follow his breadcrumbs. Hey, Witchy was. Hello. Let's see. He talked about Talbot last night, so I pulled up some of that stuff too. Talbot and finding the knife sheath because Christopher Whitcomb says he has seen a handwritten note saying that Officer Talbot found the knife sheath on the floor. And this morning, this is part of the reason why I'm late, I was scouring the forensic documents from Idaho State Police that were released. Hey, Crime and Chaos. Hey, Itty Bitty Poof. Hey, Dig the Past. Hey, the Holly Berry UK. Hope you guys are great. He talked about Talbot having this handwritten note saying he found the knife sheath on the floor, on floor 3. I could not find this handwritten note. I looked through the Idaho State Police documents and I looked through the Idaho State forensic reports. I could have missed it in the reports. However, after I looked through everything, I'm like, it's probably in here and it's probably a black box. It's probably redacted. What do you guys think about that? He's seen it. For us, it's probably redacted. So I looked, but I couldn't find it. They talked about Kaylee's car. He didn't think there was anything suspicious about the purchase of that or anything. And see if there's anything more noteworthy in my notes. Oh, some names. I know if you have the book already, you've got so many names. I know you have so many names, but 2 that I heard last night, Cooper Atkinson and Jacqueline. Xana took a picture with a Jacqueline. I don't know. Talked about Xana and Ethan not being together. And Kaylee's phone. I have done at least 2 episodes on those phones. So if you want to go back to my lives, I always put those lives have a photo of an iPhone with a big chain on it and it says locked. So I went through the whole chain of custody with that phone, who had it, what they were supposed to do with it, and lots of discussion about that. So maybe I'll link that video in here after I'm done. Hey, Lucy. I don't care if, I'm not saying I don't care, Lucy. I'm being like upset and snarky and saying, I don't care if those stupid documents aren't released. We should still talk about Ray. That's what I'm saying. Hey, Tomboy Charm, you missed my goose picture. Here, I'll show you real quick. Oh, wait, you saw it yesterday. Anybody who's just coming in, I started off the show with It's Gonna Be May with Ophelia Honkerton. That's not my goose, but that's what I'm going to be turning her into. Love you too, girl. Hello, Jeff. Don't forget about that foundation in the bathtub. What did Lucy say? I'll read your comment. Lucy said the docs relating to Cy Ray are not yet public. There is no non-dissemination order, but that has nothing to do with sealed. What's NFO? Nor does it apply to NDAs. Are you saying, talk about it, release it anyways? I don't know. Also, I think something to come away with from last night on Christopher Whitcomb's interview with Truth and Transparency, a big takeaway is that it is very clear that Christopher Whitcomb said he did not see, has not found, does not know about the investigators using the cell phone data from all the victims to figure out where they were during the night, where they were during the crimes, all of that health data, movement, flights of steps, things like that. So again, I haven't read the book yet. So I know that people were talking about flights of steps with Dylan. But I'm talking about Kaylee, Maddie, Ethan, and Xana. That's huge. And that's a big, big discrepancy. Why would you not use that? That should have been key. That should have been key in the investigation. All right. Let me show you guys something. I put it in here. Talking about Ann Taylor and how she, why a lot of people say, why did she let Brian take the plea deal? I mean, it's not up to her. It's up to him. She can advise. So Christopher Whitcomb did say he heard her talking about it, which that seemed a little weird that someone recorded that phone call. So I was just thinking about what if Ann Taylor, wait, why can't I pick this? Come on. Oh, there it is. What if Ann Taylor had this energy during all those hearings? So what if Ann Taylor had this energy during all these hearings? And please enjoy this now because there's music to it, and I know I'm going to have to take it out later. But what do you think? How would this turn out any different, or would she maybe have gotten a couple rulings in her favor if she had this energy?
Tread lightly.
Got it.
I have 2 words. Do it. Do it.
You tread lightly?
Yeah, I don't know how to tread lightly. I tread toward the truth, period. And if that ruffles feathers, so be it. If that pisses people off, so be it. Get over it.
Well,
I'm still.
that's what you just said, Officer Deborah, correct? The Commonwealth, at the end of the day, has presented their best case. They've done their best. Some would say they've done their worst. You were asked by Mr. Brennan, give me one name, very dramatically. You were asked, give me one name. Remember that question?
Yes.
How about the name Judson Welcher? How about that name?
Could you imagine Ann Taylor going, how about that name? How about this name? He said, some would say they did a good job. Oh, or a terrible job. Oh my gosh. We needed this energy. There's so much stuff that could have been caught. Just call it out.
2 things stand out about that speech. Mr. Brennan literally just said, I didn't elicit any information about dog bites. I just asked about her experience. Question by Mr. Brennan.
That's not what I said. That is
Excuse me.
No, I'm not going to.
So
That's not what I said.
I heard what Mr. Brennan said. You don't need to tell me what Mr. Brennan said, but go ahead to
How
your
about if I
argument.
quote his words? How about that?
Technically.
Wait, what just happened? Oh, that was the end of that one? He said, how about if I quote his words? Okay, wait, I got another one. A shrink. I didn't know I cut it off like that. I love your guys' comments.
I'm talking about misleading.
Correct.
I would have to twist circumstances to have the right to search Brian Albert's house. We had no reason, and there's been no reason since.
How about this? There's a dead guy on the lawn that looked like he potentially could have been in a physical altercation. How about that? Commonwealth has continued.
How about this? Oh man. I mean, that I don't know. That's the kind of attitude I have. I have to reel it back, man.
Along that same line, and I want to bring something to the court's attention specifically. Last night, we pulled the tape, and she darn sure didn't see the car go in reverse at a high speed and strike a pedestrian. Do you want to be here today?
I have no relation to this case,
I
so
didn't ask you that. I asked you if you want to be here today.
Do you want to be here today?
Would an expert shade the truth? You don't have to look any further than Shannon Burgess's CV to answer that question. There was
on records.
that question.
I didn't know it was that you heard, so I was explaining what happened in the back of the car.
I see. So you just ignored the part, literally, the part of the question where he said, "What did you hear her say?"
Could you imagine Ann Taylor talking to Brett Payne like that? So you just ignored this part of the question, or Maori, or how about talking back to Hitler that way? Oh my God. I think his head would have exploded if she would have.
Higgins spent a quote, wildly long time, as she described. These are all incredible details. Specifically, why didn't you try to recreate the circumstances, the force impact? That's what you do, sir. You're a biomechanic. And then he says, well,
That would have been good now that we know that they didn't do anything with like the cell phone data with the victims. Like, put that expert on the stand and be like, why didn't you do this? Like, this is what you do. Why didn't you do that?
hang on.
Would be objecting if they called somebody in rebuttal to reinforce a great investigation?
Oh, no. Mr. Brennan said, what if I...
He said he's talking to the judge. Oh, no. Oh, yeah. You're not doing that to me. I think Alyssa Masseth had a better chance of doing this, but she didn't even do it.
I have 2 words.
Oh, this is all right. This is the bomb. I love this. They think they're threatening him. So they think they're threatening him.
What if I called a Massachusetts state police officer to say that this was the best investigation ever? I have 2 words. Do it. Do it. I'd love that. I'd love a shot at that. And look.
Do it. Do it. Oh my gosh. Yeah. I wish we would have had that energy, but here we are. No trial, plea deal. And finally getting some information from someone who's seen things redacted. So some new. One second. This is important. Okay. New information I was looking for. Okay. Christopher Whitcomb mentioned that there were some new books that were going to be coming out. And I thought, oh, that's interesting. So I looked like upcoming published books. I think I saw one, but maybe one that looks like it's kind of research based. Everything else it's already out. So I could not see anything that's like in the works. So that might be something to see if that's going to be coming. And then Ann Taylor and Alyssa Masseth attended. It's a yearly conference. They have it every year, but I thought it was interesting that, let's see, start with this one. They were giving a presentation this year at the conference. So having this conference isn't new. It's just they were presenting at it. So I found a couple articles about that. I thought it was interesting. So we can't see what they talked about. And apparently everybody there had to sign an NDA. That might be normal. They might have to do that every year because if they're sharing case information. So that might not be suspicious. Oh, wait a minute. Is this the right one or the wrong one? I'm looking for my articles about Ann Taylor. This is about, here we go. All right. So this article is from the Union Bulletin. Let's see. Oh, Kevin Fixler. So this is from the Idaho Statesman. There we go. Kevin Fixler, Idaho Statesman. And he starts off talking about Brent Turvey and the information coming out about him, the chain of custody with the knife sheath, all of that. And then he starts talking about Ann Taylor. So it says, in the weeks leading up to the trial, Taylor informed a group of defense experts helping on the case, including Turvey, that Kohberger planned to take a plea deal with the prosecution. That's interesting that this says the weeks leading. Well, weeks leading up to the trial. Okay, I thought it was like weeks leading up to when he actually took the plea deal. No. He's still never received a straight answer from Taylor and her defense team about that decision. So the decision for the plea deal, nor about the evidence chain of custody issues he said he presented. So I'm curious about that too, because I believe Turvey is claiming that he shared with Ann Taylor, hey, there's a huge issue here with this chain of custody. And lots of us were screaming for months that, if the sheath goes out, it's the fruit of the poisonous tree, then everything goes out, because that seems to be the what everything comes from, right? The probable cause and everything. So it's very curious, this whole situation, on how Turvey's saying, I gave her enough information, but then Brian still takes the plea deal. Also, I'm not one, I don't say, why did he take the plea deal? I've covered so many cases. I have a lot of lives, previous videos where I compare Idaho 4 and the plea deal to real people who really took a plea deal and were really innocent. So it happens. It happens. Taylor did not respond to an email request for comment Thursday from Statesman. Taylor and fellow case public defender Alyssa Masseth are scheduled to give a 2.5-hour presentation. That's a long presentation, 2.5 hours, at the Idaho Association of Criminal Defense Lawyers annual event on Saturday. So this just happened, I think it was this past Saturday, in Sun Valley, titled Lessons learned from Koberger. The paid event requires attendees to pledge to keep all information confidential and agree not to share anything except with those involved in legal defense. That's interesting. The paid event requires attendees to pledge to keep all information confidential and agree not to share anything except with those involved in legal defense. When I first heard this, I was like, are they fishing around for some help? Are they building a team? That's what happens at these conferences. Like, I used to go to education conferences all the time. You make connections there. You make connections. My teaching partners and I had developed a kind of a curriculum, and we were hired to go give a presentation at a conference. And then at that conference, we booked a gig to go give a presentation at a school district. So I know that's how things work at these. Witchy Was says same thing at book dealer conferences. Absolutely. You're there for networking, right? That's what you're there for. So I bet that's what she's doing. Hey, Jen. Hi, Susie Littleby. Moonlit Baby, I hope I said hello to you. I think I did. Anybody I missed? Amy Conway coming in with the bombs. Okay, let me get back to this. Even if the defense in the case sought to challenge the knife sheath over a perceived chain of custody procedural issue, it would not have impacted whether it was admitted at trial, Elcox said. I don't know who Elcox is. Instead, it would have been left to jurors to decide how much weight to place on the piece of evidence as they deliberated over Koberger's guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. The defense could theoretically make something out of that and say that they're supposed to document it this way, Elcox said. You can argue all these things, maybe, but it doesn't preclude admissibility. Huh. Who's this Elcox? Who is Elcox? I got to go back and find. What's the source? Edwina Elcox, a longtime criminal defense attorney in Boise, agreed that chain of custody objections rarely succeed. Okay. So that's what this article was about, that their opinion was, even if they made this claim about the chain of custody of the sheath, that Hitler would have overruled it. He would have overruled it. Christy, I know there's some people that I don't get notifications either. Like, even like, you usually see a little red dot on people when they're live, and sometimes I don't even see that. I'll have to go and like unsubscribe and then resubscribe. And the key is make sure that notification bell says all, because you get 3 choices with notifications. Speaking of that, please subscribe if you haven't to this channel and take a moment to hit the thumbs up button. I would appreciate it. Share it out to your friends. All right, I had a couple other things tagged here. What was this one? Daily Mail. Something from the Daily Mail. Oh, this is mentioned in the book. I don't know if I'm going to talk about this right now. There is, I've heard people talking about from the book that, and Christopher Whitcomb has mentioned that he's seen communication from Brian Koberger and his mom. To me, my interpretation of that was it seemed pretty innocent. I felt like Whitcomb thought that too. What do you guys think if you heard him talk about that? Oh, do you guys want to see the meeting agenda? Here's the meeting agenda for the defense conference. And I think I can make it bigger. Wait, there it is. So this is the Idaho Association of Criminal Defense Lawyers. Oh, it was Thursday, April 23rd, right? They usually do, they had a board meeting. Then they had a breakfast. Then they had an introduction. And then they learned about prison gangs and cartels, you guys. That's interesting. Prison gangs and cartels at the Idaho Association of Criminal Defense Lawyers. Then they took a break. Then they had theory-driven impeachment for trial warriors. Impeachment. Is that impeaching witnesses? And then they had a legislative update, so learning changes in the laws. Then they had lunch on their own. They didn't even feed these people. Usually you get a good meal at a conference like this. Then they stopped and had cheese and crackers. Hey, my husband has worked at some pretty nice companies, and some of the best parties I've gone to. One of them threw a heck of a Christmas party, I got to tell you that. All right, then they heard about fearless legal leaders. Are they like starting to buff up their defense? Like, let's go. Defending individual liberty in the old and new West. That's interesting. Is there, like, it really seems like there's this really strong good old boy system out there in the West. I have talked previously. I shared previously how there was one rogue prosecutor, one in the state of Idaho, and he tried to change the way that they did things. And they went after him. They charged him with made up criminal charges to try to just get rid of him. I mean, they just like basically kicked the guy out. One guy. So I know that there's this like tight knit, we do things the way we do things out there, right? All right, back to the brochure. Let's finish this agenda. This one. From Clarence Darrow to Jerry Spence. I don't know what that is. All right, then they did a case update on Stacey Donahue and Kiera, is it May or Mai? I'm not familiar with that one. Then they had a cocktail hour and dinner. Oh, so they did give them dinner. So lunch was on your own. We'll give you dinner and breakfast. Okay. Saturday, April 25th. So this was just this past Saturday. They had breakfast, introduction, and then they had using open source investigations. Then they had a break. And then it was Ann Taylor and Alyssa Masseth turn to step up there. This was an hour and 15 minutes they were given. Oh, nope. 2.5 hours. They took a break in the middle. Lessons learned from Koberger. Wouldn't you like to get your hands on that recording? I hope someday we can see that. That was it. That was it. And let's see. Anything else? That was it for that one. Thought that was interesting. All right. Christopher Whitcomb. I have a clip from last night that I thought he said something very important. clip from last night. There we go.
In this case, I think Mitch Nunes figured out things in this case. And I can tell you, you have figured out things in this case that surprised me. And I think you should pursue them.
Yeah. Chris, we are.
Yeah, we are. Play that again.
Look, I think I figured out things in this case. Turvey figured out things in this case. I think Mitch Nunes figured out things in this case. And I can tell you, you have figured out things in this case that surprised me. And I think you should pursue them.
Yeah. Chris, we are.
Oh my God.
Okay. Did you hear it? Did you hear it? This was the part I was like, I think this is a breadcrumb.
Things in this case. I think Mitch Nunes figured out things in this case.
Who did he just say? Why would he say this?
Figured out things in this case. And I can tell you, you figured out things in this case. And I can tell you.
Oh my God, I keep missing it. Jeez.
Case. I think Mitch Nunes figured out things in this case. And
why would he say that? Why would he say that? Every time he says, keep investigating, is a breadcrumb. Good one, Witchy. Good one. Anybody with the book? Does he? Because I don't have the book yet. It's supposed to come tomorrow. Has anyone who has the book, don't give spoilers. I don't know if anybody wants spoilers, but is there anything in the book that like you're noticing he writes that maybe might be a signal from him, like a wink, like look into this further? Or does he like just come out and say it? She's just a devil woman. Hello. I find it interesting that he's the only officer he continues to refer to by first name when he interviews. Oh, that's interesting. References him. Donna. Hey, Donna. He references him a lot. Hey, Jessie Lynn. Why him? So in one of the interviews, again, I can't remember who it was. Christopher Whitcomb said, I think he said it multiple times. He has said this multiple times. So there's a few things he has mentioned multiple times. And you got to pay attention to those things. One of them is the SUV, vehicle. And Dago has been looking into that. I love that Dago's looking into that. I can't really offer a lot to cars. So hard for me to do that one, but this one, and Christopher Whitcomb said, watch Nunes's body cam and compare it to his report. And I'm like, we figured that out a long time ago about his report, because his report doesn't say anything about finding a knife sheath. And he's the first person there. Officer Warner is the first person there. He's with Nunes while they're clearing the house. I believe those are the two that clear the house. Then there's a third officer that comes. I think it's Snyder, but I'm going to need help with that. I think it's Snyder. It could be Corbin Smith, but I think I'm confused with those two. Neither of them mentioned the knife sheath. Now, we've watched the body cam, but I don't think we could pick anything up on the body cam because it's a black box. Anytime they get to one of the rooms where there are victims, we can't see anything, but we can hear things. So I went back, and that's what I want us to do right now is like listen. And I kind of think that was a breadcrumb trail for us, because there's other first responders there. There's other departments of people that were there that I think should have mentioned a sheath if there was a sheath there right at the beginning. So I didn't only look at Nunes. I started looking at other things. So I'm going to get into it with my playlist. Go into my playlist. Okay, this one. All right. Let me come to the chat real quick. You guys have so many good comments. What are we saying? There's things you have underlined that nobody's talked about. Ooh, interesting. They want the bad boys on duty at the house. Definitely, I keep saying it only takes one or two people that might be on that corrupt side to mess up a case. And that's what the butterfly effect is. That's what the butterfly effect is. When Christopher Whitcomb talks about the butterfly effect, it's one thing going wrong. Now, why does it go wrong? Is it an accident or is it on purpose? In my opinion, there's too many things that went wrong in this case. I mean, we've got evidence numbers being changed. We've got a custody issue with the number one piece of evidence with the knife sheath in this issue. We've got important evidence like hair and unknown male, DNA and blood, and things not getting tested. We've got digital evidence that could be case breaking, not being analyzed. So much. I stop. It's not a coincidence. It's not a coincidence. I'm reading your comments. Yes, we talked about that comment about the everything in Moscow is self-unaliving. Yep. Oh, you guys, thank you for dropping Christy's link, Christy's Chaos. She gets a lot of FOIAs for us, and I know she was close to getting her last amount that she needs. So please go support her if you can for those FOIAs. All right, let's look at what we got here. I know we've seen this a million times, but now we're going to watch this with the point of, do we think he is seeing a sheath on the ground? Where did I put my notes? All right, right at the beginning. He's the first responder.
Yes.
I'm going to put the closed captioning on.
Where at? Up here? Up here. You got to call from them that someone, is normal. And I just came checking here, and this is what I just found. And I checked to see if breathing if she's. And I didn't check her yet, but I'm pretty 13. Okay, get back. I don't know if they're still in here or not.
So Do you think that the witness right there, the college student, that's the witness? I know who it is. I'm just not saying the name. Do you think that person is having a reaction that looks like somebody that just saw two of their friends slaughtered? Because remember, didn't Nunes get there in like 3 minutes or something? Didn't he get there like super fast? Super fast. I think so. Zero reaction. He's just being, hey, I did this. He should be puking, hyperventilating, freaking out, shivering in a corner. Kind of like that sound we hear on the 911 call where someone, like the way they're breathing, like, like freaking out. That is what we should be. And I don't want to hear everybody reacts different. If you're reacting like that, you're like you're cold-blooded. Even the cops. Oh my God, there's Dago. I'm bringing Dago up, you guys. Hey there. I kept looking down until I didn't see you anymore.
It's okay. Good morning, afternoon. Sorry,
How
I just
are
saw
you?
this. I'm good. How are you?
Good. I keep saying I have a information hangover today.
Yeah. I think that's why I was I slept in a little longer than normal. And my brain hurt literally last night.
Yes. It was like rapid fire information, which
Yeah.
was awesome. So we kind of went through the highlights earlier of that last night. And then did you hear me say how like two of the breadcrumbs that I think Christopher Whitcomb has really laid down are the car, the SUV, the Jeep, whatever you're looking into?
Yeah.
And I said, I'm thankful you're looking into that because I don't think I can do cars.
It's yeah. No, I get it. I didn't hear you say it, but yeah, we're definitely doing that today.
Yes. So you're doing that part. And what I'm doing today is the other nugget I think he gave us is Nunes.
Yeah, I caught that too. I'm glad you caught it because I wanted to make sure I wasn't the only one that heard that wrong, because it was towards the end and he said that
I played the clip. Let me play it again. I got it right here. I think. Oh, I just removed you.
No, I'm here. It's okay. Yeah, I want to make sure what I heard was right.
Yes, it was very very telling what he said and the way he said it, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can say hi to everybody if you want.
Hi, everybody. Good to see you.
Dago, everybody.
For those of you that... What the hell just happened? Oh, okay. For those of you that are happy to see me, hello. Nice to see you. For those of you that aren't, hello. It's nice to see you. I make everybody want to see me, even if they don't want to see me. I don't care.
That's the wrong one. I've got it right here. I don't know why it's giving me. Okay, that's the body cam. There, I got it. All right.
In this case, I think Nunes figured out things in this case.
Did you hear the way he said it?
Yep, and the way he leaned into it too, like he was kind of like, like, guess what? Yeah. What did Nunes figure out? I said that last night in Lana's chat too. She didn't see it. I blew it up as big as I could. Like, what the hell did Nunes figure out? I want to know.
That's what he says. That's what he says. Like, he says Lana has figured things out. He himself has figured things out. Nunes has figured things out. I think that's everybody.
I think there might have been somebody else after it, but if not, that's fine.
The whole thing. Yeah, because I think it's important. Let's listen to the whole thing. It's only 19 seconds.
Look, I think I figured out things in this case.
Oh,
think
yeah.
Turvey figured out things in this case. I
Turvey,
think Mitch
yeah.
Nunes figured out things in this case. And I can tell you, you have figured out things in this case that surprised me. And I
Right.
think you should pursue them.
Yeah. Chris, we are.
Oh my God. Look,
Oh my God.
That was it. Turvey. But Mitch Nunes, what the hell did Mitch Nunes figure out? Because now, I hope that's not referring to what Nunes says in the very beginning in the book where he walks in and he says, I think he took his own life because I don't even know what to say to that if that's what it was. That's the only thing I can think of that Nunes says or does that's out of place from everything else. You know what I mean?
It's interesting, and I was just pulling up the body cam of Nunes because Whitcomb literally said for us to compare his body cam to his report.
And they don't match, right?
Well, but we've always known that. So I'm like, that's not a bombshell. Like, well, I don't think we've always known they didn't match. I don't think we could ever tell they don't match because we can't see the body cam. Like it's whenever
Well, that's what I was gonna.
a room, it's blacked out.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's the difference is that Chris has a whole different body cam than we have for that. So what is in that body cam that he saw that we haven't seen? You know what I mean?
Yes. We've always known that, wait a minute, Nunes is the first responder and he writes nothing about the sheath in his report. That's not new to us. We've known that.
No.
I think what's interesting is that he's seeing something in the body cam. Now, he did describe it for us.
Right.
So that was good. Hey, look at that. The first super chat towards the goal. Hey,
Awesome.
my glasses. Hoffy Master. Am I reading that right? Yes, I
Yeah.
am. Thank you so much. Hello, lovely lady. Lana doesn't know that Chris knows. She knows, but she doesn't know it yet. I love that.
You know that I know that we know that you know that I know. Yeah.
That's perfect. Lana doesn't know that. Chris knows. She knows, but she doesn't know it yet. Oh my God. I love that. Thank you so much.
That was good, Hoffy. I like that, buddy.
Amazing comment.
I will say one thing I'm grateful for, though, that he did clarify last night, finally, that he doesn't believe that NPD did such a knockdown, drag out job on the case. It was clarified finally. She kind of forced him to do it, but still, he did it.
He did. He did. I would have to think he's worried about, I don't know if it would go as far as defamation, but that's really gonna make people mad.
That's what I thought too, and that's what I tried to explain in some ways. So, like I said yesterday, Kim, and you were in there, I think, that I'm giving it the benefit of the doubt. I'm giving it a chance. My book's supposed to be in here today. It was delayed by a day because they were busy or something. Who knows? And I'm gonna go through it one more time, front to back, see if it changes anything for me, and that'll be that.
Yep, I'm getting mine tomorrow, unless Amazon decides to be early. I hope. Sometimes they do that, but not when you're excited to get something.
Mine said it was supposed to be here yesterday, and then it was running all day. I think it's just because I have Prime, and then it said at the end of the day, it's delayed. It'll be there tomorrow, and I just got a thing said it'll be here today. So we'll see.
These comments are cracking me up. Susie Littleby, if you know, you know. And then Seahawks fan, I know, y'all know. We don't know shit.
If you don't know, you don't know. But what you don't know is that you did know, but you weren't sure because you didn't know. That's all.
We don't know what we don't know. That's funny.
Good stuff, Jen.
Oh, I do have to share, everybody. Last Thursday, I gave a copy of the book away. We did a random drawing, and Kiss Me, there's more to that name, but I just always call her Kiss Me, was the winner. So she's receiving her copy tomorrow. We got
Awesome.
everything all worked out, and she has confirmation that it has been ordered and the arrival date. So, yeah,
I'm glad.
that
That's
was
awesome.
fun.
It was very awesome of you to do.
That was
I'm not surprised because that's you, but
well, I had help. There were some donations from people that I put towards that. So
it's an
very
awesome
nice.
idea.
Okay, where was I? Back to Nunez. So when you came up, we were talking about Nunez just went into the room, and then he's kind of like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And Hunter's just rambling off.
Right.
And I was kind of railing on that. That's just, I don't want to hear everybody reacts differently. You just saw two of your friends slaughtered. Like I think Hunter should be like puking, shaking, cowering in a corner, like
freaking out. Yes.
not rambling like that, you know.
No, I agree. Even at that age, I thought I was a pretty tough ass at that age. Okay. I don't know that I would have been, able to handle that. I didn't get into EMS and fire and all that stuff till, I don't know, 5 years after that, but roughly. I would have probably been throwing up on myself, especially people you're close to, guys. Even when you work in EMS, fire, and all that kind of stuff, you still don't take it the way that you would if it's somebody you know. It hits home hard. It's like being hit in the head with a baseball bat. I'm telling you. But yeah, I agree with that.
Forget. My dad was a lineman for the county. Do you guys remember that song?
Yes. Funny you did that. I was going to do that too.
My dad was a lineman and, out driving the line truck and, they just wait for calls. And so he was the first on a scene of somebody, of a child that got hit by a car. And when he came home from work that night, he was a different man. I mean, it shook him. And he was a grown man. He was not a medical person or anything like that. And I'm sure it was bad, but I'm sure it's not as bad as what two people in that room looked like to Hunter.
Yeah, I fully agree with that. And I'll be honest, that's where my PTSD came into effect, was from that type of stuff. Toddlers and small children and many.
I can't imagine. Yeah.
Many situations with that. It's very hard. Even talking about it sometimes is rough. But when you see somebody, because I had to deal with a car accident. It was MBA, four people versus a semi truck that I knew from high school. It was very bad. And as we were pulling, the car was folded up like an accordion. Okay. And as we were pulling the people out of the vehicle, we had to pull the roof off. We had to cut the roof off, pull the doors, and just pull everything apart with the jaws of life and stuff like that. I'm like, oh my God, that's such and such. And oh my God, that's his girlfriend. And oh my God, you know what I mean? And immediately, like, my job changed. They pulled me back from it immediately. They were like, and I'm like, yeah, I know. I played football with him, and I used to hang out, and I dated her one time, things like that. And I'm like,
yeah.
Your heart like bounces 3 different steps, and then you're like, what the hell? And they pull you back. They pull you out of it immediately because it changes the way you're doing your job.
Yeah.
And the way that you see things. So yes. And I don't mean to
sure.
take over your show. I was just telling that story because I get
No, I like us to share personal stuff, even though it's hard. Sorry about that.
Oh no, it's okay. It's okay. That was a long time ago. Long time ago.
So yeah, I know we all get that point about Hunter, but even this, Nunez he clearly had a reaction.
Yeah, and he was an EMT too, Kim. That's something that got me. He worked for which we did find out through that too, that the volunteer or the fire department, Jesus, I'm still trying to get my head together, was volunteer in Moscow. Okay, as I kind of suspected because it's a small area.
Oh wow.
So, yeah. So he was a volunteer firefighter slash EMT and had done that for a little while. He was 2 years into the police department, so he knows certain things when he sees them. You know, when you come upon a scene, you kind of get the idea. It's like, okay, I know what this is, and he makes that statement. Still, I'm kind of interested in that.
Sky Blue Eyes. Thank you for that super chat. You have canceled and recorded Broken Plea 3 times. Or I'm sorry, canceled and reordered Broken Plea 3 times. It's been a roller coaster. I know. Hopefully you can get it and read it and join us in discussing it. So
I hope you enjoy it when you get it.
yes. Yeah, if you guys are not in the Discord, I have a book club, book discussion group going over there. So far we've just been like making predictions and asking questions. I did have to put spoiler on one of the threads because we are sharing information from the book. So thanks, Tomboy. I appreciate that. But yeah, if anybody wants to chat in there, we're going to do that. All right, let's look at what he's doing here.
Like that. Like 1370. Okay, stay back there, please. Fuck.
See, that's the officer.
Slow down.
Okay, this is Warner, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
Because we're going to look at his cam too, because they're together, so we can see both points of view. But
I want to point out, if I can, real fast, something SRB said that bothered me too. Okay. Saying about when Hunter's talking about checking the closet with the knife and all that kind of stuff. Why is that? And she's right. Why is that the only place you check? If that's true. Okay. That just kind of, it's odd.
wait, what's the only place you check? Oh, the room?
When he says he took the knife and he went in and he checked the closet in Xana's room. Okay.
Yes.
That's the only place he claims that he checked with the knife. And it just bothers me. Like, why? Why didn't you look in the bathroom? Why didn't you go, to Dylan's room? Why didn't you go into the kitchen and look in that closet or somewhere else? Why just in the closet in Xana's bedroom? It was a little weird to me.
Absolutely. I think, yeah, it would have made more sense to be, I was checking the house.
Yeah, the whole house. Because I still think, and you guys, that's it. What was in that closet? Thank you. Bingo. 100%. Was there something in that closet that you checked for a reason? Did you look in there because you thought there was somebody in the closet hidden behind the clothes, which I don't see how that can be possible after seeing the closet, but okay. But was there something specifically in that closet? Is that why you said that? That's my other point too.
That's where my weird. Does he think his DNA is going to be in the closet?
No idea. Was he looking for something that was hidden in the closet in that bedroom that he knew about? Is kind of my thought too. I don't know. Okay. But it's just, it's where my brain went like almost immediately when he says that. And then, so yeah, Tomboy says
like it had been ransacked. Absolutely, Tomboy. Yep, the stash.
There's my point.
Yeah.
And again, I'm sorry, Kim, I didn't.
No, go ahead.
That. Remember one thing too that goes along with this. Hunter took off and sprinted over there before anybody else could get there. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Because he said he felt that this was serious, according to him. And he sprinted over there, got there 7 full minutes before the girls did, and up he goes. That's a very interesting point to me. Now, we know that he's close to Ethan. That's all I'm trying to say, Kim. And I haven't been able to let go of that. It's been something that's been tooting around inside my little brain for a while.
I have a suspicion that there is information out there. We may stumble upon it, or we may stumble upon clues leading to it, but in my opinion, they discovered those girls, and Hunter was over there way earlier. And especially, like, one of the clues is Dylan's data. Isn't there data about her steps?
Yeah.
I think there's going to be more of that coming out, and I think it's why Lana talked to Chris on last night about why didn't they analyze any of that digital data they have with the phones and other stuff for the victims.
You are absolutely correct, ma'am.
Yeah. So be on the lookout for that. We should start I'm going to start a community post of like things for us to look for, those of us that are just getting the book.
It's a good idea. Well, we do agree with that.
Yeah. Okay, so here comes Warner.
Just come here. There's two. Looks like fatalities. Fuck. Dude.
So
there it is, right there.
With the voice, do you think that's still, I think that's still Nunes saying dude. Do you?
I do, yeah. And
Okay,
I think that's the part that Chris has in the book where Nunes says, you know, he took his own life or something like that, because it's all fully redacted. Now, why would they redact that?
Yeah.
I understand their body being redacted, okay? Why redact what he said? That's my question.
Yeah. There's a way to redact things too. You can redact the bodies without putting a whole black box up there.
Yep.
When he says dude, he's already been in the room once, or he's looked into the room once, and now he's there for a second time saying dude. So to me, he's noticing something he didn't see before. That's what it sounds like to me.
Right. Could be. Definitely.
I'm moving my mouse. It's redacted. It's playing right now. It's silent.
Shouldn't be.
So after he says dude, it is silent for... Let's see. Time is going.
That could be it too.
That whole time they're standing there at Xana and Ethan's room, all we're allowed to hear is dude.
And then we know the rest of the conversation, obviously. Shady Lady said, because the Chapins paid the cops to redact anything negative about Ethan, in my opinion, that very likely is the answer to, in my opinion.
Oh, I am so glad that someone brought up the Chapins, because I found something today when I was scouring through these documents again. So remember the document where I forget who they were interviewing. When they talked to Jeff Kernodle and what's Xana's sister's name?
Jasmine.
It was one of the officers' reports. I have it saved. I won't pull it up right now, but since someone brought it up, Jeff Kernodle's that weekend, he's there for Parents Weekend at WSU. He says he briefly met the Chapins.
Right.
Why were they there? It's not it's not Idaho's Parents Weekend. Why are they there?
Did he mean then, or did he mean the weekend before when it was Parents Weekend at Idaho?
I took it as that night because they were talking about what he did that night.
Oh. I don't know. That's interesting.
So
I know the weekend before was parents' weekend at I have you, okay, and so I thought maybe, unless they were back up there for. Although Karmic said that Stacy is alum with it, so maybe that's it. I don't know, but that's an interesting catch.
she's an alumni of WSU. Let me see if I wrote down the page number or what it was. Probably SP reports Talbot. Hold on, I have it right here.
Yes, that is true, Tomboy.
She's an alumni of WSU.
U of I, Tomboy said, but the other statement she made about
then that doesn't make sense to me.
no, the Rodin massacre. Do you remember that, Kim? That happened here.
The what?
The Rodin massacre, the Rodin
Oh
murders.
yeah, the 3 different family locations.
Yeah, she said they were all murdered and they still have the houses 10 years later, which is a good point. Like pointing out that this house was torn down within months or like a couple years of the crime, and with those houses are still standing from these other crimes that are still, you know what I mean? It's interesting. Not the rodent murders, Rodin.
That's what I thought you said.
No, I'm sorry. It's my problem, Mike. Rodin, RHODEN. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, that's the last name of the people, Rodin.
Yeah.
Wow, are people living in there?
I hope not, for God's sakes. That was a disaster.
Rex Heuermann's house is still standing.
That's true,
And
too.
I just heard his wife. I don't know if this is true. I just heard a TikToker report on it, but she was saying that his wife remodeled the room, the torture room in the basement, and she's sleeping in there because she wants to get to know that side of her husband or understand that side of her husband. But I'm like, what?
So is she going to be the next one we're going to be doing a story on? Jesus, that's
exactly. There with Rex Heuermann, there's a Peacock, I think she said, documentary, and it came out like a year ago, but they just released a new episode about Rex Heuermann because there were all the updates, so it's in that. Just a little side note.
Why would you want to know anything about that? If my better half, let's say the creature, my worst half, my first marriage, if she turned out to be a serial killer, so on and so forth, I don't want to know anything about that person. That is not who I married.
I know.
I wouldn't want to know anything about that person. I can't put that on my current wife because she's just nowhere near that. So, but the creature, yeah, I could put that on her. Okay. But I would not want to know anything about it. I'd want to forget as much of it as I possibly could.
Mm-hmm.
Makes me wonder. I still wonder about the possibility of her involvement with what Rex was doing. That's all.
It's definitely
and his daughter
with that case. Definitely weird with that case.
Yeah. Not to go off on a weird tangent. Moving back to where we're at.
Yeah, and I know I have the article about the Chapins. I just can't locate it right this minute, but I'll make note of that to address it again.
Which one was it? Which article?
It's one of the reports. I don't know if it's ISP or MPD.
Oh, okay.
Gotcha. I want to say it's ISP. So when I pull those up, it might come up. The one about but I just thought it was interesting. So if Jeff Kernodle says, I briefly met Ethan's parents, I thought it meant that weekend. And then to me, that made sense why they were asking all the Sigma Chi guys if they knew the Chapins. Why were they asking them that?
Right. Good
if
point.
They knew his family. I don't know. That was weird to me.
I think maybe because, it could be because, Xana and Ethan are in a relationship. So they're probably checking to see if the parents on both sides knew each other. Possibly. That's just a guess.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe. Whatever the reason, I thought it was odd.
Lucy says probably because they had that lock-in with them. I forgot about the lock-in that Stacy did. At Sigma Chi.
Where do we get that from, Lucy? Did you already give that to me?
I'm sorry for interrupting you, Kim.
Stacy took their phones. Where do I get this information?
I don't know.
Stacy's mouth.
Stacy's mouth. Okay. I'll be right back, Kim. I'm going to go look.
That's
what I was doing. I was singing it in my head.
You were?
Yes. Exactly what you just did. I was singing it. Oh, my God. Stacy's mouth has got it coming out. Yes. I was trying to think of the right words to match with it. I'll be right back, guys. I'm going to go look in Stacy's mouth and see if I can find that, okay?
Oh, my God.
I love you, Lucy. That was funny.
That's funny. So, wow. We need to find that interview.
Yeah. To be more specific, Lucy, where was it that she said that from her mouth? Do you remember?
She's probably going to send me 55 links right now and articles and stuff. I love you, Lucy. I love you. I'm not making fun of you.
No, it's great. We'll get a bunch of pictures of Stacy's mouth.
Okay, Jesse Lynn, I'm going to connect for you. Okay. So we are talking about Christopher Whitcomb's little nuggets and breadcrumbs that he's been giving in his interviews. Okay. He directly told us to look at Officer Nunes' body cam versus his report. Okay. And mostly about the sheath. Okay. And then while we were talking about what led us to the Chapins, someone just brought up in the chat something about the Chapins. So because it got brought up, I just said, hey, I remember reading that Xana's dad said he ran into her. I thought that same weekend.
I'm looking right now for any of Stacy's her own private interviews she's done right now.
Okay. So,
do you know, Lucy, if it was a newer one or an older one, if that helps? Because there's a few.
Do you remember seeing that ever?
No. That's why I was asking. I wanted to know just as much as you did.
I don't know either. I think that's very, why would if I'm a parent and my child's in a fraternity, what would I go there and have a lock-in about? I don't even know what a lock-in is, first of all. It sounds like nobody's leaving the room until we get to the bottom of this. Is it that type of a meeting? Nobody's leaving the room until we get to the bottom of this?
No, I don't think it's that. I think it was some kind of a supportive thing that they did about something to do with the Sigma Chi, the fraternity thing.
A lock-in would be like, hey, we're all going to spend the night in the lodge room together.
Something like that is my guess. Yeah. So,
Stacy's mom. You guys are being funny in the chat. Stacy's
mom was Jenny, and her number was 8675309. Here's Jessica's girl. Oh my God, Tandy, stop it. That's hilarious.
It was around the time of the plea. Oh, so it was after. Okay.
It was one of the newer ones then.
So I was just trying to see, was there something happening the night of these murders that maybe the parents were? So obviously it doesn't sound like that. So, okay. So that's something I'll look into later about that, but I'm going to go on with.
All right.
All right, I'm going to skip until they go back upstairs again because we're looking for them to go to the third floor.
Please start it.
We're on third floor, going up. We got another. Now go police department.
Wait, don't I have the closed caption? I thought I had the closed captioning on.
Yeah, I don't see it. Oh yeah, it's on. It's up there.
Pick it up. Now it is. Okay.
Clear here. Going up. Clear. Please start it.
We're on third floor, going up.
What does wait for it mean? Wait
Meaning,
for it. I don't know. It's like he was announcing that on his to whoever he's talking to through dispatch or something.
I didn't catch the way he said it.
Here, he says it as he's going, like as he's about to be upstairs.
Wait for it.
Moscow Police Department, if you're in here, down yourself.
Leave it down yourself. He said announce yourself.
Moscow Police Department.
Clear here. Going up. Clear.
Back up for a second.
To where?
Right where he just did that.
The door.
There's a stool in the kitchen I want to look at real fast. Lana brought that up, or it was brought up last night in Lana's interview. I just wanted to look at something to see if that right there. Okay.
Yeah.
See where that stool sitting right there in the doorway like that?
Yeah.
Lana brought that up last night, if you remember, and she had said about, was there a lookout sitting there? So
I think so too. That was my exact comment in the chat. I'm like someone go standing guard, like someone was standing guard.
Yeah, it's an interesting point she brought up. I had not seen that. So that's what I wanted to see, but it's right there, and it's in a very odd place to be there. It doesn't mean that it was what it was, guys. It just means like it there it sits at the doorway leading out of the kitchen, almost like so nobody can get through there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but there's very few things that they did not touch, like that stupid piece of paper or whatever that is on the floor. That drives me insane.
I know.
Like, what is it? Why is it there? What is it covering? You know,
right.
They're leaving it. But they've moved everything on the counters around 55 million different ways.
Yep.
I believe the stool that's over by the table they moved a few times. But this stool always seems to be here no matter what. And
it's in a perfect spot because there's the back door. And this is if somebody were to try to leave through the slider, you're sitting right here to catch them. Okay.
Yeah, it's blocking it. I've always had the feeling that those kids were blocked in there. Like, I feel like someone was waiting at the bottom of the front steps, first floor steps. Someone just got to stand down there. And then right here.
Right. And when she pointed that out, I was like, okay. You know what I mean?
Yes.
It's just very interesting to me. So,
hi, Grandma Sleuth. Hi, Scott Metalhead. Hey, how are you?
Oh, shit. Wow. Haven't seen Scott in a long
good to
time.
see you. Yeah, Grandma Sleuth. The blood is not visible as they're going by very fast. We can see it in the photos, though.
Right.
Yep.
Sorry to stop you, Kim.
What does this say? No, I'm reading comments. In the UK, a lock-in is when a bar locks its doors so selected friends after hours. Yeah. It's definitely like keeping people in.
Yeah. Tomboy brought up like at the skating rink when we were younger, they would do overnight lock-ins where the kids would skate all night and hang out and so on and so forth. So
oh yes, I guess that's what we did that at my high school as like a fundraiser. We call it like a sleep in, and we actually slept at the high school.
That's kind of what I think it is too. Something like
Yeah.
that.
Okay.
Great to see you, Scott. We've missed you.
Yeah.
Again, sorry for halting you on this. I just
No,
wanted
I want
do
to
that.
discuss this. I want to analyze it. Do you think that thing on the floor is paper, a paper towel, a washcloth? Like, what do you think that is?
I don't know. Can we get closer to it within this video or no? I know we looked at it before, but we never really analyzed it. It could just be a piece of paper that got flung around from somebody else that it's a paper towel.
I would have to screenshot. No, I can't right now, but
no worries. No worries.
Oh, right there. It did get bigger like a paper towel.
Yeah, it definitely looks like it might be a paper towel.
Oh my God. What am I doing? All right. I'm going to go to here.
Wait for it. We're on 34 going up.
See how he said wait for it or something? Maybe that's not what he says. Maybe he says something else.
Yeah, I got you.
We got another. Not go piece part. Dude.
Okay. This is Nunes's body cam. So he's looking at Warner. So Warner's looking in Maddie's room. You can see him in the mirror.
Right.
Okay. This is what Christopher Whitcomb wants us to see.
Right.
And we
That's
have
my
no
thought.
sound. We have no sound and no visual. The way he described it, if you go back and listen to him on the interviews he's done, he said that he sees Officer Nunes and Warner, and I don't remember which one he says, has a flashlight. Well, we see it right there. Nunes had a flashlight, and he said he walks in the room and he's like shining the light around, and he shines it down around. So
right.
He didn't say yes or no if he would have seen it, if there was a sheath there on the floor or anywhere. Christopher Whitcomb doesn't say what he thinks he's looking at, but just that he's looking at stuff on the floor and the bed.
And that they look right over top of the area where the sheath is, and there's nothing there. They don't say a word about a sheath. And I have to agree with him. If that's true and we missed all that, okay, why didn't they? Here's the thing, Kim. If you and I go in and we're the first two responding officers and we're going through the room, in my opinion, we're going to notice things and we're going to discuss things as we're going through this. If you know what I mean? So we we walk into Manny's room, we're shining the flashlight around, looking at him like, oh, there's a sheath. Where's the knife? First thing we're probably going to say to each other, in my opinion.
Yeah, we're going to go, oh my God. Oh my God, there's a sheath. Oh my God.
If it's right there in that point, like right there, yeah, 100%. And one of us is going to start looking for the knife. You see a knife around here anywhere? You know what I mean? Pull the blankets up, maybe. Although it's a crime scene, you're not supposed to, but still. And that didn't happen. And we were told again that it was initially found on the floor. So, did one of them pick it up? And here's my other problem.
I don't think it's there.
I don't think so either. Okay, I don't think so either. That's interesting. There's a couple things with
his point was they walk in there. Sorry, they walk in there. Good. They're shining their flashlight around at all the places. We have two places that this sheath was supposedly at. Talbot says he found it on the floor, and Payne says he sees it on the bed.
There's actually three.
Oh, what's the other one?
The third one, that's what I was going to point out. And I can't think of his name, but he was with ISP. He says he pulls back the comforter, and there it was. It was in the Dateline episode. Remember?
Oh.
What the hell was his name? Edward something Edwards, maybe. And so that's what I'm saying. Like it's got. It almost sounds like he says he found it where we were initially told it was, in between the girls, under Maddie's style, in between them. Okay, I agree with that too, SRB. Unless he's jumping like this,
right?
You know, trying to see. But anyway,
so the point is, if we have somebody who's seen this unredacted footage right here, and he sees them looking. And they're not saying, "Oh my gosh, they're not saying anything about a sheath."
Nothing, not a word.
Anything about a sheath in their report.
Nope. No. So at that point, they did not see it because it wasn't there. I agree with that full-heartedly. They should have immediately said it.
Absolutely. They would have been talking about it, like you said. And that's probably one of the things that Mitch Nunes has figured out.
That is what I was just getting ready to say. Get out of my head, ma'am.
He figured it out.
Yes. This is why we do so well together. I enjoy doing this with you always.
Yeah, it's fun.
I think Payne carries around a little step stool on the back of his duty belt, maybe. That could be what it is.
A step stool?
Yeah. Just hooks it on the back of his duty belt. Just saying. Yeah, exactly. These two saw everything. Their reports should match side by side 100%, and they should both match with their body cams 100%, and they absolutely do not.
Yep. Wait, repeat that. I will, because I wasn't sharing. Okay.
We got another. Can I go please, Carla? Dude.
I agree with that, Devil Woman. Just like everything else in the case, things keep changing and moving and being resubmitted to the world.
Wait a minute. They're in Maddie's room right now, correct?
No, wait.
We went over this again. We went over this before. Wait a minute. Let me see. I thought they were, because that's Kaylee's room right there at the top of the steps.
Yes. Yeah, that's Kaylee's room on the left.
Oh, they're in Kaylee's. Oh, it's her speaking.
We got another. Can I go please, Carla?
All right, now they're in Maddie's.
Now they're going into Maddie's room in the bathroom.
Right.
Yeah, correct.
But wait, okay. They're at Maddie's room, right?
Yeah, right. They were.
Why can we see the suitcase?
It's in the mirror.
The mirror facing Kaylee's room?
Yeah, it's sitting next to Kaylee's room. The suitcase. Wait a minute.
Maddie's door.
Wait, opens. No. Yeah, there it is. They're turned around for a second, I guess. Then.
Yeah, this is weird.
It's because you see the mirror image and then you see the other image next to it. That is weird.
Yeah, this is very weird. You know, sometimes I'm not looking at it as what is this showing us? It's like, is this edited and you know what I mean? Like messed with? I don't know.
We know that's the other problem, and that's an issue. We know that there was manipulation done to videos throughout this whole case. So you don't trust it. You know what I mean?
That's true too. Hi, Bethany. There's no mention of Murphy in this video.
No.
But then as soon as Gunderson comes, he's all like, hey, puppy, hey, puppy, hey, puppy.
Neither one of them say a word about the dog, about the sheath. I don't understand that. That's my thing. Is the audio manipulated as well? Nigel says that. That's a good point.
Yeah.
Somebody
That's
said something
why-
about the black box maybe messing up the image. So I don't know.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe.
It's just weird.
We're clear.
I just think that we are seeing things that look like the timeline is manipulated. So we just talked about the 911 call and Hunter's reaction and even the people's outside's reaction. And now that we know about Dylan possibly walking around earlier in the day or before they make the 911 call, are they manipulating video and audio or in the way that they released it to us to make us think a different way? And now we're seeing it here, I think, but I'm just on the lookout for that. I'm on the lookout for that.
No, I get it. Mama D, what you're talking about is in the second floor bathroom, I think it was, when Chris is what he's referring to. We pointed that out a long time back where the blue nitrile gloves are found in the garbage can. That's what he was talking about. He was pointing it out as to why are they there? So
yeah.
And I agree. That was when police first came through and they're taking pictures. So they couldn't have belonged to anybody in law enforcement or EMS EMS wasn't there. So law enforcement, they were there for a reason. Who had them on? More than likely one of the killers or the cleaners. In my opinion.
Let me secure the outside first.
Go to the front door.
There's a back entry. I was going to start taping it all off.
Brian's taping the outside off.
Okay.
Where's the
You're right.
Why?
So now Gunderson's got to go check things out.
Why is this redacted, Kim?
Yeah, because they don't want us to hear what they're saying.
That's bullshit. I'm sorry.
Does in the book, don't tell us what it says, but does the book fill in some of this narration with what is actually being said? No.
Other than with the portion about Ethan taking his own life. That's the only thing that is put into this. That's it.
Wow. There's no reason in a transparent, truthful investigation that they need to redact what they're saying. Like, they let us hear a personal phone call from one of the officers to someone at home. Block out the bodies? Yes. Block out personal information? Yes. Block out what the cops are saying or speculating or observing? No.
Right.
House was cleared off.
All right, so that time he didn't say anything about the dog.
Right, and and Gunderson goes in there too. Gunderson's somewhat taller, I think. If that knife sheath was sitting on the edge of the bed, he would have saw it as well, and he doesn't mention it either.
Oh, I didn't think I looked at his report.
I'm pretty sure it's not mentioned in his report, nor did he mention it right here in the body cam video. Nobody says a word. That is the strangest thing. Again, Kim, if you and I are in there and we see it, we're going to talk about it. There's a knife sheath. Holy shit. Where's the knife?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Nobody does it.
Right. So in the Moscow Police Department documents, this is supplement number 2, and it's Warner. All right. So he says, as he arrived, Officer Nunes advised over the air it appeared to be a homicide. So I thought that was interesting. Nunes already told him on the radio.
Yeah.
But Warner came running, and he was running up the steps, and Nunes said, stop.
Slow down.
Yeah, slow down or whatever. So I'm just pointing out contradictions.
Yeah.
Okay. So here is what Warner is going to say. On the 3rd floor in the southeast bedroom, I saw 2 clothed females laying on a bed on their backs who appeared to be deceased. One female on the left side of the bed in relation to the bedroom door had an extreme amount of lacerations to her face and upper body, which made her unrecognizable. The other female had multiple lacerations on her upper body and some blood on her face. I walked to the far side of the bed to determine if the female on the right was beyond help. I saw the female's leg was off the edge of the bed and it had lividity. Once I noticed the lividity in the female's leg, I backed out of the room.
Right.
No sheath. No sheath.
None
and
at all.
then just to mention Murphy down here, it says Officer Nunes and I checked the rest of the 3rd floor and saw it was clear. There was a poodle in the west bedroom on the bed, which was later taken to the Humane Society. So they saw it, but didn't comment on it, or we can't hear them commenting on it. Probably can't hear them commenting on it. All right. So that's one first responder.
Right. Not a word about a sheath.
No sheath. Now this is Mitch Nunes. He is report number 3. And it's showing. Okay, good.
These are Moscow's supplemental, right?
These are Moscow's, yes. Officer Warner and I moved to visually clear the residence for any suspects or additional victims. On the 3rd floor, Officer Warner and I found 2 additional victims. Found 2 additional apparently deceased females, both laying supine in a bed. Now, isn't that on your back?
Yeah. Yeah, side by side, supine. Which means they were both laying on their backs side by side. That's how I understood it.
Let me look it up. Supine. I'm pretty sure it's on your back. I'm sure the chat has got 50. Are they saying on your back?
Yeah.
Horizontally on the back with the face and torso facing upward.
Right.
Okay, so that's what the first person in that room is saying they saw.
Absolutely.
But we're hearing from Turvey and Sutton and other experts and other reports that Kaylee's propped up. Kaylee's laying over by Maddie. Kaylee's there's all these.
They were at one point in different positions. That's where the whole staging came into effect. Not to mention that they were also Maddie was posed in the princess pose. And that they were posed in a snuggling position, like they were snuggled together. Is that being redacted from these reports on purpose?
But that's what I mean. Where is that coming from? Because he's not. So either so you're saying, is he lying, or did they get moved later? And that's what I'm trying to point out.
That's a good point. Were they told to redact that from these reports for some reason? Don't put that in the report because it has something to do with part of the investigation that we're not supposed to know. That's my question. Okay. Supine would be
Michelle.
Supine would be side by side, face up to the ceiling, flat on your back. That is not what we were told. Most recently.
Right.
So great
So
point.
I
Very good
don't
point.
have the other documents pulled up to compare, but I am going to make note of that to do that tomorrow. So
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
who said it? When did they say it? What are the dates?
Absolutely.
And 5 more peeps have turned green. Thank you, Michelle. I'm looking for the names right now.
Peep peep.
Put some peeps in the chat. Welcome in the new members. Why can't I see them? Why is this not showing me? If you got membership, welcome.
Clock it. So I gotta say thank you.
Clock it. EP.
I appreciate that, Michelle. Thank you so much.
Bubbly's in the house.
Hey, Bubbly.
I believe they redacted the info about them staged together is because it reflects that someone did care in a sick way to put them together, as in they knew. Sorry, it jumped up. They knew them and probably loved and cared for them. Interesting point, Bubbly. And again, let's take that statement and go back. When I did the other day the show on what did the Gonsalves know, it absolutely points to that. Christy said more than once, I believe this is somebody that Kaylee knew very well. Sorry, go ahead, Kim.
Kawanda, I don't know how. I'm thankful I went back up. This is so generous of a donation to the channel. I appreciate your support so much. Hey, peeps, happy Monday. Yes. Happy Monday
awesome.
to you. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
I appreciate you. Thank 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 you for the support. Thank you. Thank you.
Oh,
very
sorry.
kind. Very kind.
You caught me.
What was
dancing.
the point that you had just made?
Based on what Bubbly said, that it seems like because they were covered up, they were posed, snuggling, like holding each other, things like that. She makes a good point and says, it could be because somebody maybe had they felt bad, I guess. But this again points back to the fact that somebody knew them. And that points to what I was saying when I covered what did the Gonsalves family know, that Christy says this more than once, along with there was somebody else. I don't know if it was her aunt or not, but stating that they believe that it was somebody close to her that knew them, very close.
Yes,
So
that's true.
I can't let go of that. I'm not gonna let go of that, and that's a great point, Bubbly. Thank you for putting that in there too.
Sometimes you have to go back and remember those early little tidbits and comments that we heard early on and see if we can match it up with anything.
Right,
Help make
right.
sense of anything. But we're definitely onto this now. And to me, I feel like this is what this author's doing. Like he's pointing out things. He might not know the ultimate answer to it, but look at this. By him saying, hey, look at Nunes's body cam and look at his reports, we're finding other things.
Yeah, that's what I think he's doing. Look at this. Please look at this. And this is why I think he was all over Lana like he was. And that's why I told you guys yesterday, I'm giving this the benefit of the doubt. I'm giving it a chance until I can. And real quick, too, Bubbly says something else, too, that is actually very interesting because this was stated somewhere within this, and I'm gonna remind you guys of it. She said it also could be that someone thought they were lovers and it outraged them. Good point.
Oh,
Now,
that has been talked about. And
remember Gabe Miller said he called them lesbians. Said he followed them from the school to the Mad Greek or something like that aspect. Now I'm not saying that makes it him, but that could be a possibility that somebody thought this.
He was the kid in the Mad Greek.
Yeah, Gig McConkey. I guess I had the last name wrong. I'm sorry, bub. McConkey. Okay, I thought it was Miller. My apologies.
I've never had to worry about the chat going too fast before. I appreciate it.
That means you've made it.
I don't know how to slow it down though.
It's backstage in the studio.
I'm not sure if anybody, if you think it needs slowed down, go ahead. But if not, let it go. Yeah.
Thanks, Bubbly.
I know. I was trying to find Bubbly's comment to pull it up, but I can't. I can't. Okay, so let me continue on with this. So this is who did I say? Is this Nunes? This is still Nunes. Description. Did I finish it?
I thought you did.
I think so. Yeah. All right. So we got Warner's and Nunes. Then we have where's my thing? I put it in a folder. Okay, here it is. So I'm going in order. So in Moscow PD docs, it's like supplemental 2, supplemental 3, supplemental 4. So this is number 4. And what did I think was interesting here? So we're still talking about the sheath, right? So this is Ryan Snyder. Okay, so Snyder was there at noon also. So he's the third person, I believe. And he has a list of, he's the one that was taking all the photos, right?
Yeah, I believe. Or wait, who? Snyder?
Snyder.
So. Yes, I think so.
Yeah. So if I were to pull up Warner's body cam, which I'm not going to right now, but if we were to pull up Warner's body cam, you can see Snyder. He's the one walking around snapping all photos.
Yeah.
He takes photos in Maddie's room. What do you think should be on those photos?
There should be a sheath sitting on the edge of the bed next to Maddie's body.
Exactly. And there is nothing on this whole list. So we'll go to the third floor here, right here, third floor. He's got the landing, the west bedroom, the bathroom, and then the southeast bedroom. There's cast off.
Mm-hmm.
He takes a picture from the doorway. He takes a picture of the floor from the doorway. He takes a picture of the 2 females. He takes a picture of the bedroom above the bed. He takes a picture of the 2 females. He takes a picture of the closet.
No sheath.
He takes a picture of the floor. So this to me sounds like he went into the room. He went into the room.
Yeah.
And we now have 2 photos of the floor, one from the doorway and then one in the room.
No sheath.
No sheath.
No sheath.
3 photos of the victims. And so if the sheath was laying next to one of the victims, he probably would have saw it.
No sheath.
Yeah.
No sheath. No sheath.
No sheath.
So I'm calling bullshit. Bullshit.
No sheath. William Tardy said the funniest comment the other day. He said, I'm going to need someone to keep hold of the sheath. Stop passing the sheath around.
Like the 911 call, right?
Like the 911 call.
I don't think William likes me. He doesn't come on my show. I don't get to see him anymore. Sadly.
Aw, that was a funny one though.
He's awesome though. I like him.
Yes.
Oh.
What do we got?
Lucy sent me a photograph. Very interesting photograph. Thank you, Lucy.
Something to be shared?
I don't know if you want to share this. It's kind of, I would definitely throw up a trigger warning if you do.
Oh, no, I won't then.
Yeah. It's pretty bad.
I'll check it out first, you guys, and then come back with it tomorrow. Thanks, Lucy.
Yes, thank you, dear. Very much appreciated.
All right. This one is Dollinger. And it's at 12:53 hours. So I was just picking out the people who were there like right away.
Mm-hmm.
So he says, I asked both Jay and Jay if Xana had mentioned anything about having any issues with anyone or anything strange occurring lately. Both Jay and Jay said Xana had not said anything. Jay said Xana had a boyfriend, Ethan Chapman, Chapin, who she had been dating for about 6 months or so. Oh, this is okay. This is Jasmine and her dad, I think.
Yeah.
This is where I saw that thing. Okay. Jay said, everything seemed fine with their relationship. And Jay added how he had met Ethan's parents in passing this weekend.
Oh,
This weekend.
there it is.
Okay.
Well, that locks it down.
So Maisie Hunter. No, Maisie did all three triplets go to the dance on Saturday night? All three.
I think so.
So they have a formal. I mean, I wonder if it was normal for the Chapin parents to just come into town and.
Yeah, like how
I'm
often
just
did they
thinking,
do
when
that,
would they have?
possibly?
When would they have seen their kids?
Very good point.
Or is this something that people were saying Jeff Kernodle was confused about? Socrates' sister-in-law. Are you saying that's the name of Stacy? I know everybody in the past has said they must be mixing it up with the previous weekend. I am going to go into this looking at this for what it is. This is what this document is saying. So let me shrink this down a minute. And it says on November 13th. So he arrived. Now, when does he start? At approximately 1 hour later, a male approached the scene and began speaking with Sergeant Gunderson. The male was identified as it's Jeff Kernodle, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. I overheard Jeff state his daughter lived in the 1122 King Road house and he had been trying to get in touch with her, but was unsuccessful. All right. This is clearly this day. I won't stay on this, but I think this is very.
I can agree.
I'm going to look at it a different way. And everybody's been asking questions about the Chapins. I don't understand. It doesn't make sense to me for them to be asking those fraternity guys, do you know Ethan's parents? Do you know Ethan's parents? Like, what's going on?
And that is something too I was trying to point out earlier. Like Jeff was probably there at least for 2 weeks. Right. Because he was there for Xana's parents' weekend the weekend before when they did the super clean to the house, remember? And then the following weekend was Wazoo's parents' weekend. So he was in town at least for 2 weeks, I'm gonna guess.
Okay.
That's kind of what I was pointing out earlier. Because I think that's when, and somebody will correct me, I know, at least Lucy will, so scream at me, is when he fixed I'm guessing roughly when he fixed the door hinges or whatever the hell he fixed. Remember that?
Yeah, but where'd we get all that from? Is that in a report anywhere? Because if it's in an interview, or a report, I'll take, But other than that, I don't know. But this kind of off topic of this, but it's okay.
I'm trying to remember where. I know at one point it was stated in a Dateline episode or one of those shows. SRB, say it one more time, please. But it had to have been in a report because I swear I remember reading something about it.
All right,
I
I'll
don't
be
know
on
if
the lookout for it.
It might have been Jeff's
on the lookout
interview,
for it.
maybe.
Thank you guys for all your comments in the chat. And I do know, I don't want anybody to think I don't know, like that has been the explanation all along. I understand that. I'm trying to like pick up these nuggets that the author might be like telling us to look. And if I stumble on something, I'm just trying to like, because now we have a lot more information. Like we've heard those interviews with the Sigma Chi guys, and we've got the book coming out, and there's been a lot. So Kara told Banfield about fixing the door. Okay.
That is true too. Thank you, Stacey Dean.
Thank you.
Hard to remember where all this stuff comes from.
D Smalls.
Oh wow.
Hello.
Long time.
Yeah, why didn't the G's go? Wasn't Kaylee's brother still attending the school, and their niece Maddie? Why didn't they go?
Right.
It's a good question.
Well, they were estranged at that point too. So did they go see Junior, or did they not go at all?
Right, because he was attending there, right?
Yeah.
It's interesting. Have we seen a report of them interviewing him?
Not that I've seen, and I've questioned that more than once.
They questioned the siblings of Ethan. Wow.
That is true. It doesn't seem like there's anything put out with Steve Gonsalves Jr. Any interviews, anything, which is a little odd, but if they did, they didn't put it out.
It's very odd. Okay. This is Lawrence, Officer Lawrence, and it's at noon. And he says that he climbed the stairs to the 3rd floor and located 2 deceased females in the southeast bedroom. They were both in the bed. I spoke with Officer Smith, who was securing the residence at the south entrance for a moment. Then I exited the residence through the north entrance. Officer Warner noted my departure. I called Sergeant Gilbertson and informed him of the additional information provided to me and what I had seen.
By the way, I dropped that link to the photograph in the private chat for you.
Okay, thank you. You guys, they're purposely keeping something out of a report right here.
Yeah.
This is like with the WSU phone calls, and they're like, don't email me.
Right.
Put it on a thumb drive.
Yes.
This is crazy. They can't do that.
But they do.
I spoke to him on the phone, so he knows what I saw and the information that I got, but I'm not putting it in my report right here. That cannot be legal. And they're literally telling on themselves right here. Telling on themselves. I'm showing Carlos this later. This is crazy. Okay, so how many officers have we? I've pulled up four different people that were there on the scene, looking in the room, and not one of them has mentioned a sheath except, who's this guy? Lawrence looks suspicious. Lawrence looks suspicious. I have a couple more. This is number 8, supplemental number 8. I skipped number 6. Supplemental number 6 did not have anything about a first responder. So this is number 8, and this is Rosinski, okay? I thought Rosinski was going to be the guy, like a good guy. Apparently it's Nunes.
John Lawrence was the head of the investigative unit. So he was like the head of the detectives.
Interesting.
And yeah, and that was never put out to us until later on. I had to find that out in a weird way. But that's who John Lawrence was, Detective Lawrence, the lead or head of the investigative unit for Moscow PD.
But Payne was the lead.
He was listed as the lead detective on this case, not the case itself. But what I mean is, like I said, Detective Lawrence was like the head detective of the whole unit, the investigative unit for MPD.
I know. Isn't it odd that he wasn't put in charge of the whole investigation?
I agree. Yes.
Wow. Oh, I want to what's it called? Is it a homicide investigative team? Or just MPD? What did you call it? Investigative team?
MPD's investigative unit.
I just have a couple more things about this. It says the following day, this is Snyder. The following day on November 4th, no, this is Rosinski. I'm sorry, Rosinski. The following day on November 14th, I learned that a sheath was found inside the apartment. Ding, 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 ding. What apartment? What apartment? I know they could be calling the house an apartment, but it's not an apartment. It's a house. Who has an apartment? Ethan. Ethan has an apartment. November 14th, I learned that a sheath was found inside the apartment. The sheath was tan in color and had a Marine Corps eagle, globe, and anchor symbol on the sheath. The words USMC were located under the EGA and K-bar was above the EGA. I was tasked to follow up with businesses in town to see if that particular knife was sold there. I followed up with Tri-State Outfitters, Big Five Sporting Goods, Moscow Building Supply, Spence Hardware, and Walmart. Each of the above stores does not sell a K-bar brand knife. He says nothing about it being in Maddie's room, on the bed, on the floor. It's in the apartment. I'm just saying. This is how I'm going to start looking at this stuff. Oh, I'm sorry, Dago. You're holding up the book. You're muted.
Sorry, it just showed up.
Oh, nice. Let me see the side with the pages. Like, how thick is it? Oh, that's not bad.
No, it's actually pretty slim considering.
I show the print. How big is the print? That's always my biggest concern. Oh, okay. Oh, I'm so excited.
Too bad. It's very. It looks like it's very easy to read, and this isn't going to take long. There it is.
I'm very excited for you. I'm going to check because I did have a notification on my doorbell. Let me see. I hope mine came. Maybe not.
It's weird because today's not even the 28th. They said because I had Prime, it may drop early, but
yeah,
lots of people have Prime.
I said sometimes Amazon comes through. All right. So I'm just pointing that out about the apartment. Oh, I wasn't showing you guys. I wasn't showing you. Hold on. I got to switch.
Yeah, I did read it, but I still wanted I collect books, guys. I have many of them, and I wanted to have a copy of the hardback and I will read it again.
Nomadic Duckman has a question.
Ask me. Ask me.
Hi, Amanda. Yeah, I understand that, but I really haven't heard that lingo a lot. And I understand it could be that. I'm just side-eyeing everything. I'm just keeping my eye on everything. I'm making note of stuff because they lived in a house. They lived in a house and they didn't say, I live at 1122 King Road, apartment A. I live at 1122 King Road, apartment 2. It's not like that I saw. I don't know. I'm sure they have the bedrooms labeled, but
Yes. Nomadic, if that's what your question was. This is page 298. Were you familiar with these names, Ethan and Mason, and the fact that Mason was out with Mia that night? Mason, yes, we all know who Mason was. I think most of us. Mason Barstow was one of the people at some point that that Kaylee had dated. If that's what you're asking. 1 minute.
Where was the question? I can't go back far enough to find stuff. Sorry.
It's right between Stacey Dean and Love and Other Habits.
Well, do you want to just read the question? What did he ask?
He says, Dago, page 298. Were you familiar with these names, Ethan and Mason?
Gotcha. Okay.
And the fact that Mason was out with Mia. I don't know who Mia is. But I do know who Mason is. Sorry.
I feel like I just saw that name Mia somewhere.
Yeah.
But I can't remember where. I did just see it somewhere. Okay.
Is it one of the names that was in the book possibly put out?
That's what I was looking back at. Like, did I write it down during their interview last night? I don't think so. Oh, wait, there was 2 names.
Oh, he's talking about Ethan Runge, Runge, and
oh,
Mason
yeah.
Barstow. They're both Deltas.
They are Deltas, yes.
Yes. I see what you're talking about, my friend.
Okay. I'm going to pull up this is document number 12. Again, I'm just going through first responders, looking for some breadcrumbs that Christopher Whitcomb might have told us about. This is Rosinski. Oh, nope, that's the wrong one. What happened to 12? Close. I have just too many tabs open.
Where did Maddie go alone in the Uber prior to going to the corner club? That's a good question.
You know, Dylan said that they took an Uber that Friday night, but it wasn't Eric.
Right.
But remember how Eric made a big deal that he's the only one?
Yeah. Just as much as he says he has no idea who Dylan is, which we all know is a huge lie. I can't stand Eric Gower. There's something about him that just really shifts me wrong. And I just can't get past it, you guys. There's something with him that bothers the hell out of me. So, and I know Lana has a big issue too. I think Lana believes that Eric Gower is one of the murderers. Truly, that's my opinion. But
something.
He's off badly.
Okay, so this is my last little nugget that I found while I was following these first responders. Okay, so Gunderson, he was there in the morning on the first day, but this is his report from the 14th. Okay, so on the 14th, he says he went and checked all the dumpsters. He photographed them. He didn't see anything interesting. Then he says some blood was located on the second floor at blank Taylor Avenue. Blank Taylor Avenue is commonly referred to as the Whites and is a known party location. The blood was isolated to one area with no trail to either area. I photographed the blood and notified on scene investigators. So I think I've always, or a lot of people have always confused this with Queen, because we see them finding blood at Queen Road apartments, but that's not, we've never seen the Whites, correct?
As far as which way? You mean like the front
As
of
far
them?
as body cam, photos.
We got a couple photographs. The one photograph where the
famous
blood,
one.
the blood is smeared on the siding and on the ground. That's the Whites, and yes, the famous one. The first
I have
picture we
not
got.
seen the photo then. I did not. Where is that photo from?
It's like right in front of one of the doors to the apartment, and it looks almost like the same place that they took the photograph, because you can see the stairwell in the background, and there's blood smeared on the siding of the building, and then there's some on the ground, it looks like, as well. I thought
Was
we
it
covered.
in the batch of was it in the batch of photos, or was it in a report, or like, does anybody know?
I think I might, and somebody will please correct me. I think it was in the ISP photo dump. I think.
All right, I'll have to go look because
If we
okay.
can find it, I'll send it to you. If somebody sends it to me, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm pretty sure it came from the ISP photo, one of the ISP photo dumps. I'm sorry.
I've known that they've always said the Whites, but I just never I guess confirmed seeing it.
SRB says she thinks it's in the second. Let me go look if I can find it for you. Those are so many of them. But
you can go digging right now. It's fine because these are going to lead us into other.
But that's really all we see, though. That's a good point that you're making, though. Of the White apartments, we don't see much of anything there. I don't remember seeing any kind of knock and talks from MPD from the White apartments.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
That's what I thought you meant. So yeah, okay. No, we don't really see that. It's weird.
No, there hasn't been a whole lot released about the Whites. And where's the big investigation? I'll have to see if these are mentioned in the
what about
forensic lab reports, right?
Yeah, the stalker issue that they had at the Whites, supposedly. Where's that info at?
Let's see. Who's this?
Right.
Sade? How do you say that? Sade?
I think it's Saudade. Saudade.
There's only a few pics and they are blurry AF.
Absolutely. Saudade. Maybe that's right.
Saudade, yeah. I love it.
No, a little hard to keep track. Yeah. SRB's
I think they
right.
called the wrong person. BK too much, right? I think BK discovered too much. That's my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I just all I did was take the one thing that Christopher Whitcomb said, look at Nunes's body cam, look at his report, and then it like led me to all these. And they're not new things. I know they're not new things, you guys. I know it's not, we've all read the reports and have read these things before, but it's interesting to compare it with what we know now. Sorry.
No, don't apologize. I think that's his point. I think that's his point with this book. Here's this, here's that. Go look at it. Look at that. And I know people think it's shady and this and that, and I respect that. I do fully. But that's why I'm giving it the benefit of the doubt and giving it a chance, and that's to see where to come from this, if anything. That's all.
Yeah. Yep. It's like following these bread crumbs, and hopefully we're getting new information in the book to put things together. And every time I do these kind of I don't know if it's a dive, but just looking back at the information and questioning it a different way. And then it leads me in another direction too. So I still have other,
Senor said to check your notifications, Kim. He may have sent you something.
okay. Thanks, Senor.
Senor Wazowski.
Let's see. Let's see what that is. Speaking of Christopher Whitcomb, there's two things. One for sure. Has anybody asked him about the Snapchat data yet? If he stumbled upon the Snapchats?
I don't think I've heard that yet.
I think that's a big one. Like, I think that's a big, huge, I think those would tell us a lot. I want to know if he's seen those.
Agreed. Senor said to mute it, I guess, when you do whatever you're going to do with it, Kim. And drive safe, SRB.
Like notifications for what? I don't see it. Discord?
I think he's talking about maybe Discord. Is he in your Discord?
I'm not sure. I don't know. I'll have to look for it later. I don't see it immediately. All right. Yeah. So, yeah, I wanted to ask you because I knew like you've been able to question the author, talk to the author, and you're going to get a chance to talk to him. Hopefully soon sometime.
I'm gonna now that this is coming out. Okay. I want you guys that are getting it to read it and write down whatever questions you have. And he said he'd be happy to join me. I'm gonna, have him join us within a week or two of this and ask these questions that everybody wants to ask and see if he'll answer. That's all.
Yes.
So that's that's always been my plan. Nothing against anybody that wanted to interview him now, but I thought it would be better to have people read the book and get their questions out of the book from the book and say, hey, why did you say this? Why did you do that? That's just my opinion. That's why I've always wanted to do it that way. So that's the plan. And I think Atlanta
I agree with that. Like, let everybody get a chance to read it, and then we're really going to know like what questions to ask.
Yeah.
So, to be fair to the people who were early, like they did get to read the book. So,
yes. Yeah. And like I said, somebody asked me, yes, I did read the book early so that we could interview him, but I want to sit down with it and try to stay awake. When I read a book, I fall asleep. So I want to try to read the whole thing front to back again and go from there. You know what I mean? That's why I haven't been able to finish this yet. All right. And this is an amazing book.
I started that one. Yeah.
I just keep dozing off because I get so relaxed. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's true. Question here. How did they know that Dylan had steps at 11 and not question her about it? It's a good question.
It is a great question, actually.
You have to think too. When we say how did they know that, like, to me in this investigation, there was a lot of information there, but they weren't using it. Like they were just kind of, it's there, but we're not going to look at that. Like, we don't want to bring that up. We don't want to, I'm not going to ask anybody about that. Mm-hmm. That's the game that to me seems like what was being played. And that's what happened in the Long Island serial killer case when the Jersey police were in charge, right? Or whatever, the Long Island police, whatever.
Right.
They did the same thing. So, yeah. Yep. They have the information. They're just not using it. They're not sharing it. They're not showing it. And it looks like they're borderline, allegedly, hid stuff. So, and we're trying to prove all that stuff. So,
yes,
you guys, what a great crowd we had in here today. I am so thankful on a Monday.
I'm sorry I was late. I didn't see it until after the fact, so I wish I would have been here from the beginning.
No, you're great. At the beginning, I was just, oh my gosh, I showed, if you guys weren't here at the beginning, I showed Alan Jackson's greatest clips of like his just ferociousness and, his cocky self.
Right.
And I was just like, what if Ann Taylor had that energy?
I still I still wonder how if it would have been any different, how it would have been any different with if Alan Jackson may have ended up being his attorney. You know what I'm saying? I still wonder that. And yes,
He definitely, I mean, something comes out when you stand up for yourself like that. I always say, like, sometimes bullies need bullied, like
I agree. I do
you
fully.
got to
And
stand up for yourself sometimes. And he clapped back, man. I mean,
always.
please go listen to those clips because they were just, oh my God, they were so good. Just classic. And then the
And
other thing I did was look at that defense conference that Ann Taylor and Alyssa Massive
oh yeah. Yeah.
put on.
Did it show anything on that at all? Because I know it's a secret, but did you pull anything new from what happened with it or anything like that or no?
With the conference, no, I just went through the agenda. They were speaking. They were talking about lessons learned from the Koberger case.
Right.
And everybody does have to sign like a non-disclosure.
NDA.
But I'm wondering if that, I mean, that's for the whole conference. It's not just because it was Brian. It's for the whole
Yeah.
conference. And they have this conference every year. So I
Right.
do, however, Ann Taylor doesn't present at this conference every year, I'm sure. It
Right,
was,
right.
this is a special case. We were talking about how when you go to conferences like this, it's all about making connections, right? You're making
Yeah.
connections with people. They could be maybe if an appeal is coming or if there's some kind of legal action that's coming, they could
Putting
be.
putting together an appellate team,
Yeah.
working on maybe. I thought that too. It's a good point.
Yeah,
Very
forming
interesting.
partnerships, finding
Yeah.
resources. Yes, absolutely.
Very interesting. Good point. Good point.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was my opinion on all that. So, thank you for coming up here with me today. I love how we just play off each other with the content and our humor and stuff like that. It's always a good time.
It's always an honor and an amazing time to be able to do this with you. That's why I enjoy the verdict room so much, adding of course Miss Logan and Mike. But I always enjoy when we can do this back and forth. I think we work well together. I'm very, very happy with it always. So thank you.
Thank you. Senor, I see your post. I will go grab that and I will share that tomorrow. So yeah, come back tomorrow. I'm usually on live at 11:30 a.m. Eastern time, Monday through Friday. I would love to have all of you back and I will address the things that I didn't get to today and continue on this Idaho 4.
Crazy train.
Oh
Yes.
my
And to
goodness.
answer Wade Bird's question, yes, I will be doing the round table with Lana. Whenever that happens, I will do that with her as well.
That's amazing. Yes. That's the way to do it, right?
I love
Everybody's
Lana.
heads together.
Yeah. Yeah. Put the minds together. I love Lana. You guys know that. I support her in every aspect. Not everybody does, but I do. Not only because, we're paisans, as she calls it, but, I just like the way Lana does what she does. She's no nonsense. She digs and pulls and bids and she pulls the threads that she does and unwinds it all for a lot of us and gives us the ability to do more in some time, in some aspects, in my opinion. I think last night was a great interview. Not to downplay any of the other interviews, but Lana is Lana. Okay, I'll just say that. So I'm looking forward to doing that with her, and I will always support Lana with what she does, as she does with me. So
It's so important because you get, if there's 5 people coming together, 6 people coming together, you get 6 more perspectives, 6 more brains full of information, and you can divide up the work, you know, like it's just going to be wonderful. It's going to be great. I can't wait.
Absolutely. Yes, absolutely. Different minds, different points, different theories, thoughts, opinions, all of it. It works. That's why I like working with you so well, so often.
Oh, I missed Michelle. Yeah, I see your $2 super chat. Does anyone know Miles' last name? You think he's a Delta?
I think Bubbly probably. Bubbly seems to know everybody. I would ask Bubbly if she knows. She's another.
Miles is the first name?
I remember seeing that one. I don't know, Bubs. Do you know that one by chance? Bubbly, another channel you guys should be subscribed to. Bubbly's amazing. She really is. Puts out a lot of very interesting stuff. And
Yes,
does a
please
great job
put
at it.
Bubbly's link in the chat. Thank you for that, Michelle. It's in the book. His name's in the book.
I believe, but I can't remember if his last name is in there. That's my problem, because I know we got thrown a whole bunch of names. I was just looking at my notes. Let me look one more time, real quick.
Wait, here's the last name. Miles
Lefebvre.
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 I tried. Oh yeah, that is right. Thank you, Sadad. I'll be damned. I still can't pronounce it, but it's there.
Is that it?
I think that's the right one. Yes.
Okay. Did you catch that, Michelle? I'll put it back up here.
It's Miles Lefebvre.
It's Miles Lefebvre.
I told you.
Lefebvre. Lee Fabry. Lee Fabry.
Lee Febreze.
Lee Fabry. I'm going to pronounce it every way it could possibly be said. La Fabry.
It sounds French. I think it is
French.
Lee Fabry. Oui, oui.
But I hope that helps, Michelle.
There it is. Lefebvre.
Lefebvre?
Lefebvre Fab, yes. Thank you, TTV Mystified. Oh my God, I'm such an idiot. Mystified. Mystified.
Can I link my Discord? Yes, I can before I get off here. Love to have everybody over there sharing ideas. There you go. Who had that question? Someone asked both of us a question if we had seen something. Sorry, I lost it.
If
right here.
Something.
Wade Bird. Did you catch when Chris says that he saw surveillance of persons of interest?
I did. I wrote that down.
So I heard him talking about it last night. I didn't. What does he mean by
surveillance of persons of interest? And my guess on that. It's a good question, Wade. Is that they were surveilling people that were people of interest. So remember when they were surveilling the guy with the cigarette butt? I can't think of his name right now.
Cruz? Is that the Cruz guy?
Cruz, yeah, Cruz. There we go. Thank you. That I'm wondering if that's what he's talking about. The footage of the surveillance of that.
I remember him talking about the list of people, and he said it was huge. He said there's a lot of people on there.
Got you.
Yeah. All right, everybody. I was starting to wind down and then got squirreled. So please hit that like button on the way out if you would. Thank you, Dago, so much for coming up with me again. I appreciate you. Always makes the show better, and we have great conversations. Are you going to go live?
Oh yeah, right after you. I'm setting
Okay.
it up now for the SUV breakdown with Eddie.
Yeah. So we covered Mitch Nunes today here, and Dago's going to go back to that. What are we calling it?
The
Dark
black SUV. That's
black
what I call it.
SUV. Investigating that is also a nugget from Chris Whitcomb. So yeah, let's all go over there, support Dago, and I'll see you over there.
Yeah. Yes. And thank you again. Have a great day. For those of you that I won't see, thank you guys so much for supporting Miss Kim. I do love and appreciate all of you so very much. Bye-bye.
Bye. Okay, you guys. Like I said, please join me back tomorrow, 11:30 Eastern Standard Time. I do cover all true crime. I've told many comparison stories to the Idaho 4 with different topics, especially if you are sick of hearing people say, but he took a plea deal. Innocent people don't take plea deals. I've covered so many cases and I've explained the process. I've looked up the background to it, the history of the plea deals. I mean, all of that stuff. I'm getting ready to dig back into that again because everybody keeps saying that. But Idaho 4 is my focus. This is my focus. And I'm trying to help as much as I can to ask questions and try to get us answers and push towards that truth in this case. So I appreciate all of you. I did not get to say hello individually to so many people, but I see you and I appreciate you. And I hope I'll see you back here. Thank you so much to my mods showing up every day. Love all of you. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Around here, I say I'm clocking out. And thanks to everybody for your generous donations. I greatly appreciate you. See you tomorrow. Bye.
Thanks for watching, hope you felt the spark. Please hit that like before it gets dark. Subscribe, it's free and keeps us going strong. You're part of the crew now, right where you belong. Join us next time, same truth, same fire. We bring the heat and never tire. We're typically unique and proud to be a husband and wife in podcast harmony. Practically unique, yeah, that's you and me. Don't forget to like and hit subscribe, it's free. Come back again, we'll be right here with truth and laughs and zero fear. We don't always agree, but that's the show. One love, two minds, letting it flow. We dig deep with crack jokes, we called it like we see. If that's your vibe, you belong here with me. We don't always agree, but that's the show. One love, two minds, letting it flow. We dig deep with crack jokes, we call it like we see. If that's your vibe, you belong here with me. We don't always agree, but you felt the spark. Please hit that like before it gets dark. We dig deep with crack jokes, we call it like we see. If that's your vibe, you belong here with me. Thanks for watching, hope you felt the spark. Please hit that like before it gets dark. Please hit that like before it gets dark. It's free, it keeps us going strong. You're part of the crew, now right where you belong. Join us next time, same truth, same fire. We bring the heat and never tire. We're typically unique and proud to be a husband and wife and proud to be a husband and wife in podcast harmony. Yeah, that's you and me, that's you and me. Don't forget to like, hit subscribe, it's free. Come back again, we'll be right here with truth and laughs and zero fear.